After the 2-week break, the Wolves are chomping at the bit to continue their current good form, especially here at the HJ, which is turning into a real fortress for them. We're your commentary team. My name's Ian Warburton. Joining me is Mark Hernandez and Stephen Ross. And Steve, you're going to give us the Wigan team.
Yes, Ian, the team for Wigan is as follows. At full-back, Kevin Brown. Right wing is Brett Dallas. Right centre, Dave Violicki. Left centre, Martin Aspinwall. And left wing, Brian Carney. The half-back partnership for today is Danny Orr and Dennis Moran. Your prop forwards are Jerry Siu and Jerome Guisset, and Terry Newton is the hooker. Second row, Harrison Hansen with Stephen Wild, and your loose forward, Danny Tickle. We're just waiting for the Warrington team to be led out by Paul Cullen, and they'll go as follows. At full-back, Brent Gross. Right wing, Martin Gleeson and Henry Farfeely, right centre and right wing. Left centre, Toa Cowie Love with Dean Gaskell on the left wing. And your half-backs, Chris Bridge and Nathan Wood. Prop forwards, Chris Lightball, Mark Hilton, and your hooker is John Clark. And your second row for today, Logan Swan and Mike Wainwright, and loose forward, Ben Westwood. Substitutes, Paul Noon, Mark Gleeson, Paul Wood and Danny Lima. And the Wigan substitutes, Danny Sculthorpe, Wayne Godwin, David Allen and Big Wayne McDonald.
No Lee Breers today. Chris Bridge will get this game underway. And Mark, Warrington are favourites for this game. Unusual for a Warrington and Wigan game.
Certainly is, but Wigan have got a good, strong team out today. The danger areas are going to be on the right wing there. There's a partnership formed between Violecki and Dallas.
And a knock on there by Jerry Siu. Poor pass from Kevin Brown, which gives Warrington head and feet at the scrum, and less than 10 seconds gone, Ian.
Yes, it's a good start for the Wolves. A mistake from the kickoff. Who are you? Are the cries from the south stand. Just look all around you today. It's an absolutely packed ground, and Nathan Wood perhaps skipped on the outside and should have gone for the line there, Steve.
Yeah, surprises with Nathan Wood. He normally sees a gap, focus, no way. Bridge held up just short of the line there.
It's going to be a really good game today. Logan Swan. He can't gain ground, but John Clark is in at dummy half to Nathan Wood, to Gross. Cowie Love keeps hold of the ball. Guards it with his life, does Toa Cowie Love. Westwood tackles some 5 metres out. John Clark waits at dummy half onto Nathan Wood. The ball moves along the line to Logan Swan, kicks through. Dallas under pressure, tackled in his in-goal area, Brett Dallas. Well, just look at this magnificent pitch, it's in great condition.
Yeah, that's right, there was a disease apparently with the pitch, and the 2 weeks rest I think has done it good. It looks fantastic, the team looks sharp, beautiful day for rugby league, Ian.
Certainly is, and Mike Wainwright, who signed an extension to his contract this last week, it'll keep him at the club until 2006. But there's a mistake. This ground from the 5th to the 19th of June will hold the Women's Championships at football. 4 games are to be held here. And it's an absolutely glorious conditions for rugby league out there. Wigan, the Cherry and Whites, the Pie Eaters, approaching the halfway mark. Jerry Siu, who made that mistake in the first 10 seconds or so.
Naturally a big man, Ian.
Certainly is, and Gross put under pressure by Brett Dallas. Almost Darren Albert liking the way he charged him down there. Showed great pace, Brett Dallas.
So far, they've got a great partnership via Leckie and Ballast on that right-hand side. Warrington have got to be very cautious today and keep them on the wraps.
Hilton. No Lee Breers today. He's the top try, or third top try maker in Super League at the moment. And surely Lee Breers should have been included in that Great Britain squad.
Well, you would have thought so on current form. It's a very surprise exclusion from my point of view, but it's not the final squad, so he's still got a lot of time to claim a place and galvanise his position in that team.
Well, there's a good kick from Chris Bridge. He's understudy today. Lee Breers is out with a hamstring injury, we're told.
That's right, and it could be a game today where Chris Bridge could come of age. I'm sure he's taken part in Yorkshire derbies, but nothing like a Warrington-Wigan fixture.
Well, just look at that crowd as well. It's absolutely massive here. Hardly a spare seat in the house. Clark and Westwood with the tackle. Terry Newton. Wigan will have the ball with Danny Orr. Paul Derbyshire believes that the game could be a key one in the shake-up for playoff places, as both sides are level pegging at this stage, Mark.
Certainly are. The next few games are going to be vital for both sides, because Warrington away at Bradford next week. That's going to be quite a high-profile game, so they've got to get a result today.
Yes, here is David Violecki, signed from Parramatta in the close season.
I think Wigan will still be smarting from that narrow victory of theirs against UTC, Ian, and they'll have the points to prove today. I'm sure Dennis Betts will have them up for this game if you need to get up for a game like Warrington v Wigan.
Good defence needed now from Warrington, and it's there from Clark and Logan Swan. This is Dennis Moran to Violecki. Moran's been a real catalyst for Wigan this year. And there's a knock on, no try.
I think a lot's been made of the fact that Warrington didn't have a game last weekend and Wigan did, but Wigan rested Carney, Tickle and Orr last weekend. I don't think that makes much difference.
Yeah, it's good for Great Britain that Brian Carney's back, but hopefully not good for Wigan in this game against the Wolves. Gaskell, good to see Dean Gaskell back in the Wolves shirt.
That's right, he's been kept active in the academy side, where I believe he's been impressing. So he'll be up for this game. A great game for him to come back.
Yes, no Graham Appo. He's been out with an injury. Kevin Brown underneath this at fullback. No Chris Radlinski today. So head and feed to Warrington. Steve, I believe you were chatting with Nathan Wood in the week.
That's right, he was good enough to present the trophies at Crossfields under-11 presentation evening where my son plays for, and I mentioned to that team they've had a great season and entertained the parents to a high standard, and some stars of the future there, Ian.
They certainly are, and the Warrington Wolves do sterling work in the community as well. They're out every night at different events. This is Lightvoll. The pass from Bridge out to Nathan Wood, the playmaker. Wainwright. Warrington 20 metres out. And Westwood, another one who should perhaps have been included in Brian Noble's thoughts. Alongside John Clark, and a good kick this time from Bridge. Chris Bridge, who was perhaps unfairly criticised for the kick than he did at St Helens just a couple of weeks ago, which perhaps we should have closed the game down and the ball should have gone downfield, but it wasn't to be. These things happen and he'll learn from that. He's already proving to be a great player. This is Wigan with CUC on the ball.
Pick the bones out of that one. I felt that one from up here, Ian. What a hit by Mark Hilton there.
Yeah, Wigan making some good breaks in this game already, but they're being closed down by the Wolves. Moran. Hopefully that will bounce. Kindly for the Wolves, it didn't do so. Westwood with the ball from the scrum. Great break from Warrington, making good yards. Martin Gleeson, the only man to have been included in the Great Britain squad so far. This is Henry Farfeely. Turning into a crowd favourite, Henry Farfeely. Slightly risky pass from Gross to Nathan Wood, but he took it well. The ball's gone free. Play on, says the referee. Ashley Klein. And a good kick will bounce favourably for the Wolves. Unfortunate not to get a 40-20. Defeating Wigan at home for the second year running would be a first in Super League for the Wolves.
Good kick from Wood. That Warrington were getting closed down, they were running out of space, and that kind of took the play down to Wigan.
Yes, and we see Brian Carney just coming in field now, helping his team out. Jerome Geesey coming onto that ball, Steve.
He certainly was indeed. It's a shame to see him in the cherry and white, but great in Super League. Goes the break on here for Wild.
And a good tackle from Dean Gaskell. He's knocked the ball forward and it's play on. It's play on, I'm afraid. We're going to score. It's Martin Aspinall. That ball looked knocked forward to me.
That certainly looked it from where I was standing here. That was definitely forward. Has the referee been bribed with a containment of pies, are we asking ourselves?
The pies there have holes in the top in Wigan, so they can go to the off licence and get a 4-pack. So Danny Tickle for Wigan. 6-0. So a contentious decision by the referee Ashley Klein gives Wigan a 6-0 lead at this stage. Wigan Athletic promoted to the Premier League this week. That will no doubt cause problems for Wigan Rugby League Club. But I'm sure that in Maurice Lindsay and co, they will deal with that. Newton to Moran, looking for a gap. Closed down by Mike Wainwright and Lackval. Danny Orr. Another who didn't take part in that narrow victory over UTC, alongside Tickle, Carney, McDonald and Hock. Brent Gross bringing the ball away. Nathan Wood. He gets the ball away to Westwood. And a big hit coming in from CUCU. Are they all offside, Steve?
Well, I think Ashley Klein needs to learn how to count to 10 because these guys are 8 to 9 yards at the most onside. And over 80 minutes, that can take a real toll on the game.
This is Bridge with the kick. Out on the full. Wigan have had the best of these opening exchanges. Warrington just need to stay calm.
Well, that was definitely forward, that before for the try. Oh, I think there's going to have to look at that one again. Action, if we had the benefit of action replay, we could see, but I think that was not forward, definitely.
Yeah, there are calls to introduce the video referee at all games. I'm not sure how feasible that is. But I think that try may have been disallowed if we'd have had the facility. This is Moran to Tickle. Still allowed to play on. The ball carrying arm was on the floor there for me, but still play on with Hock for Wigan. Long pass out from Moran to his half-back partner, Danny Orr. Violiki with 5 tries for Wigan this year. Newton with a pass out. Kick through from Orr. Well read that by Nathan Ward, and he's on the break now.
What a great campaigner Nathan Wood is. He inspires the team. Listen to that crowd. One move from Nathan Wood, and we need to get him signed up for next year, in my opinion. The guy's a free agent next year. Come on, let's get him on board.
Well, he's certainly good enough, and that old adage about being good enough if you're old enough and all that.
Wigan were offside again then. I think that's 2 occasions now.
The Warrington fans didn't like that, and Wainwright straight up the middle from Mike Wainwright.
Well, at last the referee has taken some action, about time too. Well, that hallelujah sums it all up to exactly what we're thinking up here. About time too.
Clark to Hilton, driving straight and hard, Mark Hilton. Clark looking for options left and right, decides to go left, and Nathan Wood, who had a tremendous game against Wigan last year, has had the ball stolen from him. Yeah, the 3 tries that Nathan Wood scored against Wigan last year were simply world class. And we're playing a world-class side now with Wigan and Danny Orr. Carney. Will he be match fit? Coelov and Wainwright in the tackle. Aspinwall. Wigan are looking dangerous in these early exchanges. Danny Sculthorpe onto the pitch now. His brother Paul, an ex-Warrington favourite, named as the Great Britain captain this week. A slip from Gaskell. He evades Dennis Moran and almost gets past Stephen Wild. Farfili. Ashley Klein has seen this one.
A bit high, that one, do you think?
Yes, Ashley Klein has seen that one.
Well, Wigan are certainly pushing the luck this afternoon with some of their tactics, and I'm glad to see the referee finally getting on top of it.
Some of the Warrington fans there questioning Terry Newton's diet, I think.
Yeah, I think they could be. They used to give the same stick to Bobby Goulding, and he used to always have a good game against us when he took some stick, as did Martin Afire. I'm not sure that it's a good tactic by the crowd. This is Paul Wood just onto the pitch now. He's up for it. Quick play the ball to Bridge. Tickle brings him to ground. Warrington perhaps don't deserve to be 6-0 down at this stage. This is Wood back inside to Coelov. Warrington have been much more expansive lately. They do need to tighten up in defence, as Mike Wainwright has commented. Warrington just a few metres out with Gleeson. Another loose pass. So Bridge with the tap. Out to Clark, takes it above his head. Nathan Wood, a short pass. Wainwright! Mike Wainwright's going to score! A brilliant try from Mike Wainwright.
Great offload from Nathan Wood into Mike Wainwright, who surges forward for the line and for his third try of the season.
So Bridge with a conversion, 6-0. So Wigan's turn to restart at 6-0. A good try from Mike Wainwright gets Warrington back into the game, and that's some causing problems for the Wolves.
McDonald on for Wigan, Ian.
Yes, Wayne McDonald, the biggest or tallest player in Super League.
Is he 6'7"? 6'7", is he?
He is indeed, yes. Bridge will restart. That kick caused all sorts of problems for Warrington. It was into the sunlight. Harrison Hansen for Wigan. Dallas. Warrington just struggling to contain Brett Dallas. This is Newton to Moran. On to Tickle, but well marshalled in defence by Ben Westwood. Wigan still on the attack now. Looks like it's going to be a score for Danny Tickle, and it is. Tickle converting his own try, 12-6 to Wigan. Bridge with the restart.
Possible double movement on that last try, Ian.
Yes, quite possibly. Again, no video referee to oversee that one. And Sculthorpe brings the ball away for Wigan. Carney at dummy half, tackled by Coelov. Did he drop the ball? Danny Lima's just onto the pitch now, replacing Mike Wainwright, and here he is, the big man, Wayne McDonald.
Wesley Klein seems to have his mind made up straight away with that try.
The South Stand calling for a forward pass. And there is a pass out, a short ball, back inside. McDonald picks it up. Takes some putting down, does Wayne McDonald, Steve.
He certainly does. He drives that size and weight of his forward, you know, with great commitment. Dean Gaskell having to almost take him out with a karate kick there.
Well, Brent Gross really coming on now as a fullback. Signed an extension to his contract. And Gaskell looking to re-cement his place back in the side. Graham Appo out with a knee injury. He'll be fit and available for the Bradford game next week.
Yeah, nice to see a winger stepping inside to relieve the pressure off the men in the middle of the park. And that sort of gave the guys a bit of a rest there. Dean Gaskell stepping in and taking up the ball.
Mark Gleeson onto the pitch as well now for Warrington. Slots into the dummy half, hooking roll. Kick from Bridge. Spins over the head of Dallas. And a bit of a mix-up between him and Gareth Hawke there.
I think Warrington are definitely missing Lee Breers for that little extra creativity in the park.
Gives a chance for Chris Bridge to shine though, Mark, and he needs game time. This is Violicki. Warrington struggling to put men down. Sculthorpe. What a great offload of Danny Sculthorpe. Gets the ball away again with Harrison Hansen. And Dallas, what a great tackle from Chris Bridge.
That's right, your money would have been on Brett Dallas there, but Bridge caught him up with ease and almost bundled him into touch as well to boot.
Yeah, well, there was some talk that Chris Bridge may slot into the wing position today in place of Gaskell. Henry Farfeely did well. Lima showing the way forward.
Point worth making, Ian, that both Lightval and Lima, I believe, are both out of contracts at the end of the season, so they'll be looking to hopefully sway Paul Cullen into getting them to sign on the dotted line, so hopefully a big game out of them two today. That's where this battle will be won, I think, in the forwards.
Yes, it was won against Bradford in the forwards and against Hull. It's a big Wigan pack. They'd lacked some size earlier in the season. They've added to it with McDonald and Guisset.
The game, I don't know about you, and I think it's definitely started to become one of the a story of the props and the second rowers.
Well, it is indeed, and since the introduction of Danny Lima, he's looked sharp and strong. Carney gets away from four would-be tacklers for Warrington. Newton looks to go right, changes his mind and goes left. Well tackled by Logan Swan. Looks to have a back injury as well, Terry Newton. Harrison Hansen now for Wigan. Oh, a great ball into the hands of Dallas. Onto Orr, a kick to the corner. Too strong. Wainwright. Three tacklers from Wigan. And Lima, once again, big charge up the middle.
Warrington need to try and start utilising the wings. They're not getting much in the centres, in the centres there.
Well, in the centre of the play, yeah, you're probably right there. This is Gleeson now, taking that ball out to the wing, showing some width. Interference at the play of the ball.
Substitution for the Warriors, number 18, Wayne Godwin, replacing number 9, Terry Newton.
So Newton's injury has forced him off the field and he's replaced by Wayne Godwin.
He's having a fine season, I think, for Wigan this year.
Yes, he is indeed. Wainwright takes the ball from Nathan Wood, and Gleeson, can he skip away? Just straightening things up for the Wolves. Clark. Good ball from Logan Swan into Bridge. Spotting a gap, Chris Bridge! Has he got there?
Just short, I think, there. Just short, maybe just a half a yard there, Ian.
Lima burrows underneath! Danny Lima with a brilliant try.
Great interplay there before that try between Logan Swan and Chris Bridge. And Danny Lima collected his first try of the season, a real fans' favourite and a popular score, as you can see. Look at him.
Chris Bridge should level the scores at 12-all, and he does so. So the scores are locked at 12-all as Tickle will restart. Again, a high kick. It goes backwards. Farfeely coming forward, but he's tackled by Wayne McDonald. Warrington have got to have plenty of tactical nous to win this game. Wigan are a good side, and it's going to take an almighty effort to defeat them here today with a great, well-worked ball from... Oh, go on, Nats! The ball back inside to Gaskell. The move's still going. He skips over.
Superb running and fantastic offload for Nathan Wood once more. His vision was just tremendous there.
The ball's gone behind Mark Gleeson. It's play on. And a high tackle going in from Danny Sculthorpe, and a bit of a facial. Warrington were penalised with Brent Gross at St Helens for a bit of a facial in the dying moments. That perhaps cost them the game. The referee spotted that one, so continuity from the ref there, Steve.
That's right, that's all you want to see. It's a difficult game for the officials, and you know they've got to watch the game intently for the full match, and it is a real difficult game, so hats off to Ashley Klein there.
Well, Logan Swan nearly dragged out of play there with his socks rolled down. It's a hot day out there. Clark along the line. Westwood, it's Wainwright, did well.
Well, to recover my Wainwright there, but here we go again.
Yes, Lima, the try scorer. Clark, can Warrington get in front now for the first time in this game? Out to Gross, good pass out. Gaskell just bundled into touch.
Good defending by Wigan.
Wigan stacked the flanks there with good defence.
It's Warrington starting, like I said before, to utilise those wings, and there's going to be some openings there, I think.
Yes, let's hope so. Vialicki. He's a big man, David Vialicki, and he's causing problems for the Wolves.
Sowing do a great offload for a Brett Dallas try against Bradford. Very quick and very skillful, David Vialicki.
Yeah, Bradford are coming into form now as well, Steve. They defeated Salford heavily.
That's right, and that 58-0 defeat at Salford made that Warrington would leapfrog Salford into 5th place without playing a game. Sorry, 6th place without playing a game. And if they win today, they'll be in 5th on merit as well, because Wigan will drop below them.
Well, that pass looked forward. Play on though, says the referee, and Gareth Hawk charging forward to Vialicki. A missed tackle, but he's got this time from Logan Swan. Danny Orr keeps the move flowing. Oh, great stuff from Gaskell.
Very well taken there. Didn't flap, despite the pressure from the Wigan forwards. Excellent play.
Yes, Dean Gaskell was exposed there, but unflappable, as you say, Mark. Farfeely swapping wings, coming inside, helping the forwards. That was a great break from Nathan Wood before, which led to a good charge from Warrington. It was Dean Gaskell bundled into touch in the end, but it was enterprising play.
That's right, Nathan Wood may be 33 years of age, but upstairs he's a second quicker than everybody else, and that really benefits him in his game. And hopefully, as I've said before, real advocate of Nathan Wood, and hopefully he'll be here next season for one more year.
Well, there are signings mentioned, of course. We'll wait and see who those are. Aspinwall for Wigan. Dallas again coming in field. On to Sculthorpe.
They really do have some big men, Wigan, don't they? Ready to step up to the plate at every opportunity.
Yeah, I just feel that they're playing slightly better than Warrington at the moment, but it's anyone's game. Here's Gise. Moran, their big signing from the London Broncos this year. Gaskell did well again. Bridge from under the posts with a dropout and a good kick as well, reaches halfway. That's twice we've seen Dean Gaskell stay calm and unflappable, Steve.
He certainly was there, and I think the stint in the academy side, the under-21s as it's formerly known as, has done him the world of good. You know, he plucked the ball out of the air when you would see the line beckoning for Carney, and he's having a great game.
So Hilton looks like he's back on the pitch now for Warrington, alongside Lima in the front row. Moran. Geesey looking for an offload, can't get the ball away. John Clark it was, he wrapped him up. Sculthorpe again. Must be on his back. Good defence there from Warrington Mark, but Wigan on the charge again.
Oh, that was very well taken there by Nathan Wood. You know, that's a very clever little kick in there. Could have easily have caught us short, but Nathan Wood, full marks to Nathan Wood for that take.
Yeah, it was alert there to that one. Snuffed out the danger. Great ball from Brent Gross. Short ball from Nathan Wood onto Lima. Gleeson waits at dummy half. Spotted half a gap and went for it. It's 12-all at half-time. So nothing to choose between these two sides. In the first half, the scores were locked at 12 points all. Who's going to be the winner? Let's all hope it's the Wolves as Mark Hilton gets an offload away to Danny Lima.
Good play by Mark Hilton, but I don't think Danny Lima was expecting that.
Perhaps not. Clark to Swan, he was sort of stood still at that play the ball then. Logan Swan, but he does well now. Clark collects it one-handed onto Gleeson with the headband. His brother Mark waits at dummy half, and Bridge puts the high kick downfield. The sun isn't quite as strong now, and Hock, his vision wasn't affected too much by that. Carney looking fitter and sharper as the game's gone on. Dallas, 5 wins from 6 outings here at the Halliwell Jones. Can the Wolves make it 6 from 7? Sculthorpe on the charge, approaching halfway for Wigan. Look forward, say the South Stand. Moran stabs the ball downfield, and Gaskell will collect this one. He's met by Aspinall and Tickle. Pass out from Gross to Farfeely. Farfeely looking to burst through a gap there. The door was closed. Lima. Oh, Unlucky and unfortunate really for Mike Wainwright, couldn't take that pass. Mike Wainwright in his 170th appearance today, Steve, for the Wolves.
Yeah, it's a great milestone for a loyal servant to the club. Only spent one term away at Salford, but I don't think that was his choice at the time. And another point to bring to the forefront of this is he plays 80 minutes week in, week out in the second row.
Well, Wigan are on the attack now with Hawk, and a good tackle going in from Chris Bridge. Wigan still on the attack with Orr to Harrison Hansen. Trying to fend off Mark Gleeson, but Lima gets him. Wigan with Moran. A loose ball collected by Gross. Yes, and a try scorer as well on his 170th appearance. Mike Wainwright had some 3 seasons or so at Salford. Made him a better player, I feel, having time away from the club, then coming back. Player of the year last year as well. The crowd getting behind the team now, Mark.
Yeah, certainly. I need that lift now. Warrington needs to make those yards up the field. People like Danny Lima and Mark Hill. So let's get someone play on this wing. Let's get Henry Farfeely in.
It's a good ball back inside from Swan, but Gleeson couldn't quite take it. So Moran will feed this scrum for Wigan.
Bit of a hard one to take that from Gleeson. Came at a funny angle.
Yes, unfortunate for the Wolves there, but this is Godwin. Signed from Castleford. Or another ex-Castleford employee and a great star for them. Become one of a number of stars in the Wigan side as Danny Orr. This is Harrison Hansen, looking to make a reputation for himself as well. Godwin. Yes, if the Wolves can score first in this game, that's what they'll need. They've had to come back from 2 scores down, and Gaskell is exposed here. Aspinwall gets the ball away. Wainwright collects the ball, having a great game today, Mike Wainwright. Second attempt.
And a professional one in my opinion, but no warning's given yet, and I think he's let that one slip.
Well, the Wolves are kicked downfield through Nathan Wood. That landed in a Tesco shopping trolley outside the ground, that one, Steve.
Yeah, I hope nobody was getting in the car at that point.
Yeah, Nathan Wood with a kick out of the stands, and Lima on the charge. Gleeson. Such an invasive player, Mark Gleeson.
That's right, and he really brings an inventive game to the Warrington style of play.
And here we go with Bridge. Did he get the ball down? Gross. Everybody missed that one for the Wolves. Nathan Wood got it in the end. Gross with a kick. Henry Farfeely with the leap. No try. Clever play there from Brent Gross, utilising Henry Farfeely's skills.
That was very similar to the try against St Helens, a kick up in the air from Farfeely, under it to score that night. Well, I think we need an early try from Warrington. We've seen in games against Hull and Wakefield where Warrington have come out and scored an early try and it set them up for victory.
Yes, what we have done in those games as well, he's got a commanding lead. It's 12-all at the moment. Warrington don't have that luxury. Godwin to Harrison Hansen. Bridge is coming into this game more and more now. Vialicki picking out the small men in Mark Gleeson, but he did well. This is Orr. And Gross did superbly well with that. Henry Farfeely with the shimmy. Gaskell. Hilton. Strong burst from him. And Gleeson making the good yards. The Wolves are up to halfway. Nathan Wood. Great kick. Just puts them down there, puts the pressure on the Wigan line. They've got to defend and come away from their own line. We have Wigan.
Substitution for the Warriors, returning to the field, number 8, Jenny Siu in place of number 16, Danny Scoville.
Martin Gleeson's had a quiet game so far, Mark.
He's not had a lot of room to operate down the right side. You know, he likes a bit of space, Martin, and he's able to link up with Henry Farfeely, but Wigan have been very tight this afternoon.
Yeah, he can create something out of nothing in the most tightest of spaces, if that's good English.
Well, like I said earlier on, this has been a game about the props and the second rowers, in my opinion.
Godwin dives under the tackle. Gross gets his man and rips the ball cleanly. Well done, Brent Gross.
Great play by Brent Gross there. On his own against Godwin and takes the ball as well as the man. Brilliant.
Turning into a real arm wrestle now, this one.
It certainly is, Ian. Perfectly poised at 12-all, and Warrington can take confidence from the fact they've come from behind twice in this game to level it up.
Well, looking around the ground, this is the biggest attendance this year, without doubt.
Substitution for the Wolves, returning to the field, number 8, Chris Lightwell, he replaces number 17, Danny Lima.
So Lightwell replacing Lima. That kick's going to be too strong. Warrington fans have had a fortnight to grow the fingernails again, Mark.
Certainly have, and I don't think today's going to be any different. Just talking about Chris Bridge there, a bit too strong that kick, but I think he showed some great skill today, some good footwork, and he's got, I think it's his 10th kick of the season.
It is.
Certainly he went over twice at both ends for a try, just a yard short on both occasions.
Well, Godwin and Geese combining for Wigan. On to Moran. Good offloading side of Wigan. And Warrington have to be on their guard to defend against it.
Bit harsh that against Mike Wainwright.
Yeah, decisions going Wigan's way now at the moment. Talking of the Mikes, Mike Forshaw has rejoined the club, Steve.
That's a great news and great signing for Warrington. I think he missed the day-to-day aspects of rugby league, and to get him on the coaching staff to assist Paul Cullen. Oh, Carney's on for the break here.
Yes, it is great news that Mike Forshaw joining the coaching staff at the Wolves as Wigan charge forward just a yard now short from the line. And the referee, Ashley Klein, has seen something here. Danny Tickle to give Wigan the lead. And he does so at 14-12. Bridge will restart. Into the sunlight once again, and see you. He's a big man, all angular and sort of Nick Fossard-esque.
Was that obstruction from a Warrington player that led to that penalty?
Well, possibly. We didn't get a clear view of that. The referee was on hand, and Wild, he was on hand to take that pass. Gross gets in, but Gaskell's got to get there, and he does so superbly well.
Great tackle by Gaskell there, showed lots of speed.
But Wigan have Warrington stretched here with Moran. They held their shape there in defence and did very, very well. Another penalty perhaps. Can he tickle? 16-12. So 2 quick penalties to Wigan. Give them a 16-12 scoreline.
Well, I can't say that was a penalty at all. I couldn't see any offside from Warrington. There was no interference with the player. They weren't trying to play the ball. I think that's a ridiculous decision.
Well, it may determine the outcome of this game. Let's hope it doesn't.
Double substitution for the Wolves, leaving the field, number 10,
So Lightval and Clark attempt to bring Siu down.
He's actually climbed from Wigan.
No, he's from Australia, mate. This is Goodwin again, making another break. Onto Orr. Great tackling from Gross. Moran. Oh, great stuff. Lightval coming up with the ball. Wigan threw that ball away really into the hands of Lightval, and he charged upfield.
Great pressure from Big H there on Moran, forced him to playing it inside, and Warrington come away with the ball. Well done, Henry.
Yes, we say it every week, but he's become a real crowd favourite with 11 tries already this year. The 4th best stats for try scoring in Super League at the moment. Westwood been quiet in this game so far. Oh, Gleeson, what a break from Mark Gleeson. The Wolves have got Wigan on the back foot. An opportunity wasted, perhaps.
Yeah, great break from little Mark Gleeson there. Another player out of contract at the end of this season. Paul Cullen's going to have people knocking on his door, I think.
Mark Gleeson, he'd be another great signing for the Wolves for next year.
Mark, well, he set up a superb try for Henry Farfeely here against Hull. Superb running, a great offload. But Warrington are missing Lee Breers today. He's the 3rd top try maker in Super League this season, and I think they're sorely missing his creativity.
Yes, out with that hamstring problem. Had his leg heavily strapped at St Helens. Here's Carney, who's had lots of injury problems himself. Godwin, looking lively now, Wayne Godwin. Kevin Brown. McDonald looking to get an offload away, and he does so. Kevin Brown with a gap in front of him. Oh, and we're going to score with Moran.
try scored for the Warriors, number 7, Dennis Moran.
A successful kick here can put Wigan 10 points in the lead. And they do, 22-12. So the Wolves have to come back from 22 points to 12 down. And that kick's too strong, it's out on the full from Bridge.
Time wasting for Wigan there.
Yes, and that kick out on the full could be a costly error for the Wolves as it gives Wigan the chance to attack the Wolves line. Henry Farfeely attempted to grab that ball. It worked against him, Steve.
Yeah, just a little over his head there.
Unfortunate for the Wolves. Stephen Wild. This is Tickle. Short pass, swift passing from Orr onto McDonald, but Gleeson comes up with it. Just the tonic the Wolves needed.
Good defence from Warrington to cause that Wigan error.
And all offside.
Well, it's about time a decision went Warrington's way. I think those two penalties were not penalties at all, and that's made a significant difference to the game.
And to the scoreline as well.
Certainly has, yeah. It's about time some decisions came Warrington's way.
Warrington have the ball now with Swan.
We're going to see a real test now of Warrington's character. 10-point deficit into the second half, and let's see how they deal with this.
Well, Paul Wood's trying his hardest out there to alter that scoreline. Wood runs into the big man, Wayne McDonald. What a mismatch that is. And Wood looks a little bit injured from that. Good offloading. Gleeson, what can he do? Clever ball. Warrington have it now. With Swan, he's going to score! A brilliant try! Logan Swan showed great footwork. Fantastic try.
Yeah, a wonderful offload from Martin Gleeson. Hasn't had a great deal to do in this game, but when it's asked of him, he comes up with the goods. Ball on the inside. Logan Swan carrying it like a basketball in one hand and over for the try.
Chris Bridge steps up and converts. 18-22. Well, if my memory doesn't deceive me, Mark, all the tries have been scored more or less near the posts.
That's correct, yes. There's not been too much action down the wings this afternoon. As I said before, I've said it's the third time, but it has been a game of props and second rowers. And the centres are getting into it a little bit more now, but Warrington desperately needed that. They were getting very flat, lacking inspiration. Great work from Gleeson, and Swan going over for the try. Come on, Warrington, let's get that final push.
Yes, perhaps not flat, just Wigan handed the initiative with those two penalties and that try. But Warrington are back in it now at 18-22. We certainly like to see these close games at the HJ Stadium.
And a little mention to Chris Lightvoll there at the start of that move, driving the ball forward and a cute little offload.
Yeah, good ball skills as Chris Lightvoll, and a good kick this time from Bridge. Puts Dallas under pressure, hands it over to Kevin Brown.
But the props have played a huge role in this game for both sides.
Yeah, and in such heat as well. Aspinwall. See you.
He really is a bundle of trouble, him, isn't he? He's all elbows and shoulder and arms.
Yeah, here's another man, a danger man for Wigan. Brought back from France to play for them. From Brive Rugby Union Club, Jerome Guisset. The Wolves fans know all about him. And here's Gaskell, driven back over the line with a great pass and a good offload. Saved the day there, but Did that go forward?
Forward there, so I'm guessing.
We think so.
A ball substitution returns to the field, number 17, Danny Lima. He replaces number 8, Chris.
Certainly seems to be the case there where they went forward. But, you know, Dean Gaskin was under some pressure there.
Yeah, I thought he'd done well to get the ball away, but the referee said it went forward. Stephen Weil will return this ball into Warrington territory. Now, talking of nice and naughty, I've just seen a sign over there, Mark. Steve. And we can mention Ian Millward this week. It's been a funny time for St Helens. And Dennis Betts is under some pressure today. Rumours, of course, that he may... Oh, great stuff! The Warrington lads drive him into the half play. There was good stuff from the Wolves.
Superb there. And you can see the team spirit there. You know, congratulating each other on getting that Wigan player into touch.
Yeah, they got themselves in trouble, but they got out of that superbly well there.
That's right, young Chris Bridge there, dragging into touch, and that almost lifts the crowd as much as a try sometimes, you know, and the team spirit, as Mark said, all patting him on the back, and we need to drive this on now with Nathan Wood. Oh, Ben Westwood there nearly through.
Yes, Wolves clearing their lines quickly now. Nathan Wood skipping away, looking for the offload. Gross was on his outside. Yeah, we mentioned Dennis Betts, who could be under some pressure if they lose today. And there's rumours that Ian Millward might be waiting in the wings. An awful lot of pressure on coaches these days. We've seen our own Paul Cullen under unfair pressure really earlier in the season. He's come through that and come through it well.
That's right, Paul Cullen's looking at the big picture, not the victory next week or 2 days down the line or 2 weeks down the line. He's looking at the big picture, being a Warrington man through and through. He's trying to build solid foundations at this club to drive us forward for 10 years from now.
And there's a good kick, but it looks too strong from Bridge.
Good thinking by Chris Bridge, just a touch too strong. You know, you've got to put them in there. You've got to take that chance. I don't think there's too much space for Warrington to create anything else.
Yeah, Chris Bridge asking questions of the Wigan defence there. If that kick could have held up. Wayne Godwin's looking lively since he's come on. Dallas with the red hair. Explosive speed, Brett Dallas. Here's another with great footwork to boot. And a good offload to Moran. Gets the ball away, Gleeson can't quite get his man. But Lima gets him now and wraps the ball up as well.
Good tackling by Lima there, very solid, trying to push him back down the field.
A missed drop goal attempt from Moran.
Yeah, just looking, I think he's got his boots on the wrong feet there. We can see up here by Dennis Moran.
Well, it's those 4 points, isn't it? Those 2 penalties. And I think the referee's not had such a good game. He seems given 3 decisions to Wigan, and then every time he's done that, he seems given 1 back to Warrington, just to be fair, I think.
Well, the ones he's given to Warrington aren't in threatening positions.
Not to mention the first try, which was definite knock-on, and they converted that, so there's another 6 points.
Great kick from Nathan Wood. Nathan Wood kicks downfield. Clark to Bridge. Danny Lima! Yes! Second try of the game, Danny Lima! The crowd are on the feet.
Good passing along the line from Warrington, particularly from John Clark, and Danny Lima goes on for his 2nd try of the day and his 2nd of the season, and is that goodbye to the Pie Eaters?
Chris Bridge can put the Wolves in front with this kick. (24-22). Having taken... So having taken the lead, the Wolves have now got to take the game to the Warriors. A slender 2-point advantage. Still anyone's game. Hopefully the Wolves can score the next try. The crowd are really behind them now.
What a hit by Danny Lima there. I could hear that 50 metres away up in the stand. He really put his shoulder in there, and this guy is on a mission today.
Can he get the hat-trick? Danny Lima, here he is now. Nathan Wood. Gisey and see you. Stop Nathan Wood's progress. Clark with a kick. It bounces. Too strong. Is it going to hold up? No. Aspinwall for Wigan. Well, there can't be too long left in this game now. Warrington Wolves have a slender 24-22 lead, all to play for.
Slender being the emphasis on the word there, because as we've seen, games can turn in a split second in Super League, especially this season. I'll tell you something, with Warrington, you pay for a full seat, but you only use the edge of it. It's heart-stopping stuff here at the Halliwell Jones.
Gisey, and a good tackle coming in from Paul Noon. Paul Noon looks eager. He's not had much game time this year through injury. Nathan Wood, what a take.
And up and under by Kevin Brown. I didn't say they need to do that, but that's not our problem. Great take from Wood.
The Wolves have got their tails up now. They're up for this. They want another vital win. A big swinging tackle from David Allen. Wood going the blind side to Westwood. Another try here would ease the nerves a little bit. Gaskell. We can get the ball back. Gisey for Wigan. Well, we can't see the clock, but Nathan Wood! He's got there, Nathan Wood! Get there, go on, Nathan! He's going to score in the corner, yes!
The great try from Nathan Wood. Superb interception, and over he goes, and that's got to be the one that seals the game.
Yeah, just back that up. Nathan Wood, a real favourite of mine, and he's proven it today. This guy is an exceptional player, and he picked up from Dennis Moran. Perfect pass by Dennis Moran, I might add. And Nathan Wood was on it like a shot.
Chris Bridge waiting for the crowd noise to die down. He kicks it. And he's missed it. And it's not going to make 10 yards.
Today's man of the match has selected by executive
that was very poor play from Wigan. Had the pies gone to the heads?
Well, that was a poor kick-off. It doesn't matter. The Wolves aren't bothered about that. Didn't make the 10 yards. That's taken the pressure off. Safety first now for Warrington to steer them home for a win. Will the Wolves opt for a drop goal? Will they go for it? Just keeping hold of the ball at the moment. Brent Gross. Hearts in mouth times once again here at the Halliwell Jones. Wood to Gleeson. Just keeping hold of the ball. Run the clock down. Nothing silly now. Clark going for the drop goal. Got to get there first. Warrington have got to get that ball back. The pressure is really on now. The defence has got to be watertight. Great tackle. Wayne Godwin. But Paul Noon gets in first. Ball back inside from Sculthorpe to Dallas. Moran. Dallas, he's got men outside, he doesn't need him. Wigan have scored. He's held up. Well, the decisions that matter have been made by Ashley Klein.
At last, the referee has seen something right.
At last, the rub of the green for Warrington. This is what we've been missing over the years. We always seem to, when it matters, something goes wrong for us. But today, towards the end of the game, when it counts, it's been on our side. But great work by Ben Westwood there. That guy just never gives up.
Yes, it's there. Warrington have won. A fantastic victory for Warrington. The clock's still going. And there it is. A fantastic win for Warrington. 28 points to 22. What do you think of that, Steve?
Brilliant, and we're about to see the Wigan walk. See you next year.
Well, we saw it a few minutes ago. Some people left the ground before the end. Warrington with another great win at the Halliwell Jones. 28